As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner YouGov offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more.
Owen has a good point here, though, that I think is an interesting. He goes, the Switch is running on hardware older than me. It's a miracle No Man's Sky is being ported over. Also, just a weird game to port over to Switch. I feel like that game's best days are way behind it.
Such a waste of time,
Yeah.
Owen. I wasted so many hours with the hope that they would fix that game, and it just never happened. Sorry, I'm bitter about it still.
Kevin says money is money. Companies will put the resources in for sales on the Switch. The cost can't be that much to port an already made game, right? I mean, the Switch, though, is such unique hardware that, like, I think it's, again, getting something running on Steam Deck for most developers, I think is going to be way, way easier than porting a game to the Switch, for example. Chris says, for a long time, any Star Wars fans here, same energy. Yeah, Chris, I'm not, nostalgia is powerful, and some franchises, you're right, last a long time. But I would argue even Star Wars is not what it was maybe even 10 or 15 years ago.
I would say any true Star Wars fan kind of hates what they've done with it, and it's just for nostalgia that we're still fans.
Owen says, Paul, I dare you to use your Steam Deck as your personal laptop for a month, like LTT. Owen, let me a little bit of insight into how the Prophet operates with laptops. I don't use them as portable devices, okay? What I do is I keep a laptop in every room and on every desk. And so when I move from room to room, I just use a different laptop. So I would have to buy a lot of Steam Decks, but it is an interesting thought. I have one on pre-order, but that's it. Wes says, Gary stole my comment, was thinking of adding a keyboard and mouse. Also, Wes, if it supports mouse and keyboard, that's like, I think that would be fantastic. I mean, that to me is
going to lose it.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is people saying that, like, you're basically taking something portable and making it not portable. At that point,
you can buy
for bringing a laptop
60% keyboards, like really portable keyboards.
I don't know. I guess I'm missing the point of being portable. Like, once you're bringing a laptop, a keyboard, a mouse, a screen, it's like it's not portable anymore.
Paul's definition of portable is like, it fits in the rolling suitcase I take with me everywhere.
Exactly.
Owen says, sorry, this is slightly off topic, so feel free to skip. But do you think we'll get 120 hertz Steam Deck for games like Rocket League? The refresh rate matters so much. Good question, Owen. I think so. Valve has indicated that they want to make this a very open platform, and so they allow you to see like what frame rate the games are running at. Right, all the data can be surfaced. For example, I think they will realize that gamers are going to look for that and going to ask for that. I just think it's a really small minority that need high refresh rate on such a tiny screen. Like, I would be for it, but I think a lot of the Steam Deck buyers maybe won't care. Because I think a lot of the games you play on a Steam Deck are also not the ultra competitive, games that require high refresh rate. Owen says, you may have a laptop for every room, but you don't have a clean bomber jacket like the Juice. This is true. I mean,
my night.
I lose this. I would lose that contest every time, Owen. Kevin says, if it works with a keyboard, it could be like a Switch in which you can put it on the TV. That'd actually be cool if it ran well.
So
there is a dock. I know it does.
I'm looking at the dock right now. I was just about to share. I said, I see a dock connecting to external displays, wired networking, USB peripherals clearly means mouse and keyboard. So your dreams coming true.
There is a dock. All right, guys, we could spend all day talking about this. I do want to just add one more wrinkle to this story before we move on. And it's the other article that I had about this. And that is, this is from PC Gamer. It says, Valve has no plans for a Steam Pass, but would help Microsoft put Game Pass on Steam. So Valve has nothing philosophical against making it happen. So the gist of this is very simple. It's all in the headline. Valve has no ambition to make a Netflix style service, right, for games where you pay one price and you get access to it. But they are not against partnering with Microsoft to bring Xbox Game Pass to the Steam Deck.
So you're telling me that if I get this device, not only do I have access to the largest library of video games anywhere in the world, but for a small monthly fee, I can also get access to exclusive paid content from Microsoft's library? It's the nail in the coffin. Sony's done. Nintendo's done. Epic is done. Like, are you kidding me? They won.
I love being in
Jeff.
Yeah, I like being in the room with hardcore gamers as they like salivate over this thing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still gonna be playing Zelda.
I felt this way over New World, so let's just remember that. But
well, hold on. Like, does anyone think the bigger story here? Because Xbox Game Pass running on Steam Deck, I think that's fantastic. It's a huge bonus for Valve. But does anyone think the bigger story is why doesn't Valve do a Game Pass style product?
I think they will when it makes sense, though. I mean, if you remember Netflix at first, every single production company put their stuff on Netflix. And then when that stopped making sense and production companies and entertainment companies realized that they could monetize their own content, they started doing that. So there's no reason to not invite Game Pass on and get used to that subscription style model. And perhaps in 5 or 10 years, if the Steam Deck is a smash hit, Valve makes its own service.
It's a really solid point. I just think Valve doesn't want the smoke right now. You know, they don't want to go toe-to-toe with Microsoft.
You like that? You think that was funny, Jeff?
Jeff liked that, yeah.
I did like that. I mean, I just sometimes don't think I don't think that Gabe Newell and Valve care about making money sometimes. So
what does he care about, you think? I think that's an interesting, it's a little bit of a rabbit hole, but I think it's an interesting comment. So I'm curious, what do you think he cares about?
I do not know what he cares about, but he seems to me like a Tim Sweeney sort of like crusader where he's just trying to build a company, create cool game. You know,
they're both billionaires.
I just don't.
They both don't need more money.
Paul, of course, knows their network.
It just doesn't seem to me like they've done a lot of things that, you know, for example, making Half-Life Alyx exclusive to VR was something that probably cost them $1 billion. And he had an axe to grind. Maybe it was, hey, let's try to build VR and we'll be the Steam of VR. But that decision cost him $1 billion probably.
I mean, I think you could, you could make that argument, but you could also make the argument that maybe he believed that was, because everyone did say that was going to be the VR killer app, and he sells $1 billion of headsets, right? Like there is that argument, but I see your point. I mean, it could just be, they're so rich. They only care about legacy now and changing the gaming world. And you could make that argument. I think it's an interesting one.